What's going on, love? So let me tell y'all. So once upon a time, I was at the mall, right? Recently. I went to go deal with the toes and the nails, right? Because y'all know I don't deal with the toes and the nails. Hey, she right. So I'm in the mall, chilling, minding my business, right? I go to sit down to get my nails done because my toes is done. And I got somebody in there looking me dead in my face with the super ice grill. Meanwhile, I'm just me. I'm just TT Sky, right? I'm just NBT Sky. Sitting here chilling like it never happened. So I said, you know what? I'm going to sit next to Holmes. The vibes was all the way fucked down. I like my gray hair because this keratin treatment did me bad. Nah, I'm only joking. Right? So I'm chilling. So I sit next to Holmes and say, you know what? Let me see what the vibes is about. Them vibes was nasty as hell. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to get up out of there. And then TT Scott said, no. Go back. I'm going to throw them slippers in the garbage and chill. Hey, Strawberry. Meanwhile, back at the ranch. You know, it's always love. I got aggravated, but it was still a love vibration, yeah. Lots of love. Shout out to him. I'm still trying to figure out what, what color his nails was and stuff. Meanwhile, what should we read on next? So, anyway, meanwhile, back at the ranch, right? You said Jamie Foxx. Y'all have to send a request through the website. Or y'all can use the number and email me. I know I'm looking crazy right now. Forgive me. What's the secret? Having a good heart is a secret. It's harsh out here. That shit bite you in the ass. I had a good heart. I have a good heart for all of y'all. Alright, without doing a reading, right? I'll do the reading, y'all have to request it. But without doing a reading, right? I'm not going to say it's a secret. But intuitively, right? When people don't feel well, there's a lot of haters and there's a lot of people that love you, right? People that love you are going to protect you from the haters. Pound period. So it's a lot of things that's not going to be said. That energy, people that cop block, hate, feel some type of way. That's what that be about. That's what it be about. And I learned that through my own experience. No lie. So, I'm going to give you an example. Once upon a time, right? When Auntie Granny passed away. It's people that loved her. I loved her. To bits and bite-sized pieces, right? But it's people that really, they wasn't 100. So you try to keep that energy away from that individual so that they can heal properly. Now, most people don't see that as real, but it is real. For real. This is why when I felt personally off balance, I stopped doing readings personally. Pound period. Right. Right. Because, for instance, if I don't feel well, hey Moonbrat, I don't want a bunch of people that don't like me on me. Hey Dope Zombie. I don't want that. And the same rules apply. It's just like an energy factor. I know I've been lacking in my macking with the readings, but I'm about to be right back. You know what I like about y'all though? Before I get over here. Whether I want to put on makeup or not. Whether I want to put on whites or not. Whether I want to do my teeth or not. That's the only audience I care about. Everybody else can be dismissed. This is true. I try to keep it 100. To the best of my ability. Thank you, Moonbrat. Thank you, Lovely. But y'all the bestest. Let me tell y'all why. I'm going to tell y'all the honest truth about why I did so many free readings and so many extended readings. Right? I'm going to tell y'all. So, I was doing readings before, right? And some of y'all was around. Right? But y'all still was right there. So, low key, when the people that was closest to me wasn't really available, y'all was available. So low key, I kind of needed y'all more than y'all needed me, low key. And so I'm never gonna take that from y'all. And this is why I give y'all extra. Cause when the people was close to me that I would have probably needed, they wasn't on deck. And that's weird as hell. But that's just another That's just another level of reality that I just learned about. It be like that sometimes. I did. Probably because you already looked out for me. There's a duality in there. Alright, who gonna come help me fix my hair? So TT Scott decided she was gonna get a keratin treatment, right? Let me show y'all. And it's already getting back to my fro. They hate on us because we can be ourselves at all times. We don't have to put on makeup, wigs, be extra all the time. Not on my channel. That's a fact. And I will never take that from y'all. I will never take that from y'all. And this is why I give extra, extra love. It's crazy because people that subscribe to my channel, that became like family, they show more love than my actual family and people that I knew all my life, which I find to be strange as heck. Look, they don't want me to talk to y'all, so I just dropped my phone. That's the energy for you. That's a fact, and lovely. I'm never gonna take that from none of y'all. For like the past 2 years, I had some weird experiences, right? But I'm not mad because I stand on what I stand on. Even when I was reading tarot, throwing bombs on a regular basis, right? Even that wasn't just for me. It wasn't just for my family. It wasn't just for me. But people don't have patience. So, you know how that go. Yeah, I've been off in here for a while. I might as well just let it go a while. Because it's sitting on top of my head any damn way, right? The problem I have with YouTube, right? The problem I have with YouTube, and matter of fact, I'm about to do a reading on homes that established it. People scared to keep it 100s. People scared to be they self. And it's not their fault. It's not their fault. I'm going to say this. I'm not a celebrity. I'm just me, right? The problem I have with people that subscribe to people is the inability to allow certain people to be themselves at all times. I don't respect it. I don't like it. It make me feel uncomfortable, and I'm not even in that position for real, right? So I'm gonna say example. Yeah, y'all request celebrity readings, but I still treat them like human beings, because that's what they are, no matter what. They still want to go to the mall and chill. They still want to go to the beach and relax. They still want to take the kids out without asking for an autograph and so on and so forth, right? No matter who they are. The problem that I be having with the whole entire situation, right, is that it's a duality in it all. Either the celebrity goes beyond, or is beyond themselves and loses touch of reality and humanity, right? Or humanity loses touch. And that's the problem I have. At the end of the day, they still cry, they still hurt, they still have pain, they still catch colds, they still get aggravated, they still get frustrated. All of these things that the general population take away from them in real life. In real life. Including bloggers, including other readers that forget they human. I don't never forget that. That's why when I do readings, it's just certain stuff I'm not gonna say or express or share, because they're still human beings. They still wanna eat a pork chop. They still wanna have a bloated moment. You know. Art, music is music. Creativity is creativity. But the most creative people out here are extremely sensitive. I'm a sensitive person, even though most people don't realize that or notice it. Yeah, I try. Even though maybe everybody don't see it that way. But it's always like, a little conflict. Conflict in how you see reality. Conflict in how you see spirituality. So on and so forth. My position can't be defiled on no day. No matter what. And so I hope everybody else's position is solid. I've experienced the hacking. I experienced the blocks. And the blocks is so real, right? That they not just on social media. It kind of trickles over into your physical reality. They try to break you down a little bit. But I might do the reading on Jamie Foxx, whoever requested it. You know, when they can't get their way, they try to take everything from you. Right? They try to take money. They try to the children, the cars, and so on and so forth. Or because one chooses to keep it natural. Or as close to natural as possible. What's that 1122 about? The master numbers. forgetting the 33. It's 11, 22, and 33. Those are the master numbers, Moon Brat. Yeah, they call them angel numbers or master numbers. You got 11 that breaks down to 2, 22 that breaks down to 4. Those are all about balance, even in the 6. Right? So it still breaks down to 2, 4, 6. And they all derivatives of 2 at the end of the day. Which still breaks down the balance, still breaks down the scales. Team Gemini, Team Libra. You know what's crazy? Spirituality and the understanding of it is supposed to be free. Right? For those who understand will understand. And for those who don't, they'll understand in their own time. Right? That's why I read in a way where y'all can see. That's not about trying to step on somebody else's toes at all. It's about giving y'all the ability to tap in on your own. That's all it's really about. I don't show my tarot cards on my bones to step on the next individual's toes. I do it so that those who follow me understand that is levels. It's levels to how you read. It's levels to how you see reality. Period. It's power in understanding that we all got that same ability to tap into energy. Whoops. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. In these systems, it should be no selfishness. It should be no bias. It shouldn't be, oh, well, because you this or you that or you did this or you did that or you went here or you didn't go here or you etc., right? That don't change your ability to tap in. People get it all twisted. The overall rule is no matter what system you in, you still trying to reach the same place, which is the overall understanding of reality, of physical reality and spiritual reality. Period. How you do it is your choice. Some people do it with throwing bones. Some people do it with tarot cards, right? Some people do it with quarry shells. Some people do it reading coffee residue. Some people do it scarring. For those of you who don't know what scarring is, scarring crystal balls, right? So on and so forth. People have to stop being biased. At the end of the day, all of the books take you to the same place. So for instance, right? One would say that it's a violation to deal with your ancestors or to deal with the spirits or these energies, right? But is it a violation? Or is it put in that way to create a fear so that we don't? People have to think about that. People have to think about that in real life. Most people read these books and they just read them, right? Meanwhile, ask. Read the Bible, they don't ask no questions. People read the Quran, they don't ask no questions. People read the Book of the Dead, they don't ask no questions. People read an Ifa, they don't ask no questions. So on and so forth. I was raised to believe that the only dumb question is the unasked question. This is why I'm always asking. I was also raised to believe that when you are reading or ingesting information, that you should be able to ask and get an answer from the same source. And if that source cannot give you an answer, then it's not valid. You can create fear. I've experienced it. There's nothing wrong with it. For some of us, fear raises the vibration. And for some of us, it don't. It just depends on how you come through into the universe. Everybody's experience is not to raise their vibration through fear. Some people's experience is to raise their vibration through fear, and some people are to raise their vibration through, love or anxiety. It just depends on who you are. The vain never raise their vibration. My ancestors are mine. I should be able to communicate. Right. Of course you should. Why not? They're your ancestors. You have known ancestors and unknown ancestors. Of the known ancestors. So why not? Most people are taught to fear these energies. Good night, Moonbrat. Alright, so before I go, right? Those of us who can tap into these energies naturally, there's natural abilities to tap in, right? Those are the ones who's going to deal with, a little resistance. Because behind that is a group of individuals that's going to fear it, or a group of individuals that want to control it, right? The power is in knowing that no matter what goes on, no matter how it's addressed, no matter how it's attacked, no matter what direction, no one else can control your ability to tap in. This is natural. This is why I made the previous post about natural vibration versus the algorithm. Because there's a little bit of beef there. You have a group of individuals in the pyramid that have an issue with natural tapping in. And so the algorithm, technology, the algorithm kind of interferes. And one may get confused between artificial tapping in versus natural tapping in. The thing that I'm coming to realize is that the artificial has to follow the natural, period. So, I'm going to use an example. Let me see how I could put it. Alright, listen. You get on the internet. You've been thinking about a book 30 hours prior. You pop on the internet and the book is right there. That's artificial intelligence, right? That's AI that pops up, right? This is the same thing that goes on when you interacting with anything. You walking down the block and you listening to whomever. You get on YouTube and whomever pops up out of nowhere and all associated. So it's like kind of turning, it's the algorithm, right? The problem is that at some point there's a cross between the algorithm and the natural ability to tap in. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with it at all. What I'm saying is that there has to be some type of balance found or located in it. Because at some point, it's going to create a friction with the natural human ability to get things done. So, well, yeah, it is emotional intelligence. I will not argue, right? But that's infinite. And this is why it's called artificial intelligence. It's artificial. It cannot master or outdo natural intelligence. This is the thing that makes the universe so unique. The universe is outward and inward, as above, so below. So, there's the mind that is also the universe. AI cannot duplicate the mind. How do we know this? Because there's ancient systems that was already in place, right? That already mathematically was able to do things that AI is just able to do. And AI has to respect that. AI just simply has to respect it. The mind is infinite. AI comes after that. AI is copying the mind. So therefore, AI will not be able to outdo its teacher, which is the mind. If AI elevates, the human mind is going to elevate. The human spirit is going to elevate. And that's what they're scared of. So in place of the elevation, those who control AI, they're gonna offer you everything. Cars, money, jewelry, clothes. Anything that feeds the physical, right? The physical aspect of yourself. Just to keep you from elevating. There's really nothing wrong with that because, well, I haven't used any artificial intelligence to do that. It's nothing wrong with AI. The problem is finding a happy medium between the two. Those who control AI have to decide whether they're trying to find a happy medium between the two or they're trying to use it to control. If they try to use it to control, the human mind is going to elevate again. The human spirit is going to elevate again. It's really nothing they can do about it. Like, for instance, those who control these things, they offer up whatever, right? Like I was saying. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, they offer money, cars, clothes, etc., 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 right? To these individuals. The individuals bite. There's still a percentage of the individuals that bite that's still going to elevate, regardless of the fact. That's what they fear. That's what they scared of, regardless. And that's in all, aspects of reality. Period. Everybody is not going to look like they elevated. But that don't mean they do. That don't mean they didn't. Excuse me. The ones who believe that they money, cars, clothes, jewelry, brands, right? Those who believe that is a example of elevation, no. It doesn't represent that. Because you can have all of these things and still be controlled by another. It's like, I was talking to somebody one time, right? And I was telling them it was really an allegory, right? So I was saying that it can be, let's say, a Lamborghini being invented or created. 500,000 individuals thought about the Lamborghini. 2,000 individuals created the Lamborghini. 100, mapped it out. 100 individuals actually built the Lamborghini, right? And let's say 20 people was able to buy the whole concept. The Lamborghini was created, the person that was able to buy the concept, the whole thing, they got the profit. Somebody else used the mind, power, love, energy, and passion to create it. But the people that did no work benefited. And so, that's where the catch-22 is. And I stand on that. And all the time. And the only reason I was able to realize that, y'all, is because I had that experience myself. I did that same thing my damn self. I'm not going to do it again, but I've definitely done it myself. You create something for yourself to, to manifest whatever it is you're trying to manifest. And the opportunity mysteriously pops up and says, I'll buy it, I'll take it, and you reach for the money without thinking, like, okay, if I'm making this amount of money right now, and this this entity, or establishment is offering to buy it. This is the same thing with property, because I had that experience, right? Then what you gonna do? There's a group of individuals that's gonna sell off and realize that the person they sold off to made more money than they were supposed to. That was money you could have made. I made that mistake. It was a learning experience. That was with a product. But anyway, so we got Jamie Foxx, right? There's no regrets in nothing that we do. Right? Maybe you should have. But is it a mistake? It's not always a mistake. It's not always a loss. Everything is a learning experience. And sometimes, we learn the hard way. But, when I was growing up, you was always told never let the left hand know what the right hand doing and so on and so forth. So, it just depends on your position and your situation. I would feel the same way. But then again, like I said, it all depends on your particular situation and how you deal with money, how you see money. Everybody don't see money the same way. Everybody don't see land the same way. Listen, one could sell land. You get the money. What you gonna do with it? You gonna buy more land? You gonna buy something else and lease it? You gonna take the money and flip it? It depends. People get land and property all mixed up. One can own the property and not own the land, and vice versa. One can own the land and not own the property. So it just depends. Where you it depends on where you located at. Money is a revolving door, so no one should be stressed. That's where they get you at. They lock you into this concept of you can't experience the heights of reality, right? Based on how much money or so on and so forth that you have. But I know that's a BBS. You can see one in the Hermes belt and they be broke. Right? And then see another in the Coach belt and they be rich. Looks are deceiving. That reminds me of another story, right? So once upon a time in Harlem, it used to be this man, right? He used to ride through Park Ave on a bike with cans trailing behind him. For real. This is not even made up. And I thought he was poor. I thought he was homeless and so on and so forth, right? One day I'm trolleying on down the block in a nice area in Harlem. And I see him coming out of a brownstone. I couldn't freaking believe it. But every other day I see him on a bike with a bunch of cans dragging behind him and some damn dogs. This is no lie. I see this all the time. Right? And I'm literally trolleying down the block and he pops up out of a brownstone. In, an area where people got a little bit of money. The brownstone worth something. I was surprised my damn self. Mind you, I was like, maybe like 14, 15 years old. Taught me a valuable lesson. You never judge a book by a cover. Period. I don't know if he was rich as all get out. But what I do know is he had me damn food, because if you would have asked me, his ass was homeless. Come to find out he was. Lesson well learned. And this is why I judge no book by its cover. And no one else should. People value wealth based off how individuals look. Oh, your hair is this way, your wig is this way, your eyelash is this way, your eyebrows is that way, your feet is that way, your plastic surgery is that way. What that mean? All of that and you can still be broke as hell. While the regular degular running around here ain't got a bag. So I don't judge no book by its cover. I can see the most gorgeous individual walking the streets. It means nothing to me. I can see somebody that look like nothing. It means nothing to me. Most of my good experiences came from people that look like nothing in real life. I don't know about that. But it be like that sometimes. The moral of the story is don't sleep behind the wheel. You know, great experiences and blessings do come from wealthy individuals. But some of the most important blessings and lessons come from those that we don't see as wealthy or as important or as valuable. Some of the greatest artists out here are unnamed. Painters, sculptors, musicians. Most people look at them, oh, they bums, they doing street art, da 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 da. But no one really stops to ask themselves why. Because they was that competition. They was that in real life. And those people that was already established was scared at competition. I'd rather buy a painting from a street artist than some celebrity artist in real life. This is the truth. Why? Because it's love for the art of it versus somebody that, you know, they just doing it for money. Same thing with art, music, tarot card reading, and bone throwing, whatever. You got those who deal with the spiritual system just for money, and then you got those who do it from their heart. Those who do it from their heart, they always gonna be alright. And then you have imposters, of course. Those who pretend to do it from their heart, but generally for just money. I don't even deal with those. Yeah, I try. I'm still human though. So I still fall short sometimes. Keep it a whole buck with TT Sky going, you out of line. I'm like, alright, you right. I'm right is right and wrong is wrong. And this is why I'd rather have friends that keep it a buck with me versus phony individuals. And this is why on Facebook I even said, like, even if I know you from kindergarten, like, if you fake and phony, I don't want no parts of you. Get off my page. And it's not out of cockiness and ego. It's because I'm really not a fake, phony individual in real life. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, I got put in a situation where one would try to create that concept, and that didn't even work out for him. It's just not in my energy. That's how mad one was. One was so mad they said, you know what? I'm taking everything. Money, business, house, cars, love, you can't take none of that from me. And if you can, then I don't want it. Even your religious preferences. People are so petty that they'll try to come at your religious preferences and say, oh, you know, you say cuss words. You wear regular clothes. You don't deserve, or you should not have, or you should not be able to tap into energy. Says who? Says who? Says who? Oh, you don't wear your leggings every day, so you're not spiritual. Says who? You had crazy experiences in your past, so you can't be spiritual. Says who? They even use your kids against you if they can. Or your children, because I don't like to say kids.
I don't even know.
Look, there go Junior right here.
Oh my lord.
Say hi.
To who?
To my live.
Oh, hi.
Anyway. They said hi, Mighty Pots. He dope sign B. He done rendered it away. I'm sleepy a little bit, y'all. My Freestyle Friday's been going through something. But it's still Freestyle Friday. I don't know. The social media world is just bad. It really is. They got people scared to go to the store. A pair of shoes real quick. Like, it's crazy that people put these levels of stipulation on people. It's crazy. That's one thing I never did. No matter, you know, like, I don't do the fanned out thing. But if I like an individual, I like them for their art. So that means that if they get up online with Louis and Gucci, I like you. And if you don't, I still like you because I like you for your art. This is the thing that most people that follow celebrities do not seem to grasp. And this is what make art so difficult. Because it becomes, first is, you know, the labels, the A&Rs, they nitpick, right? And it kind of trickles down to the people that's supposed to like the art, they start nitpicking. So you supposed to like whomever you like, and you sitting there saying, "Oh, well, this person didn't have on Louis. This person didn't have on Gucci. This person didn't have on Hermes. You know, this person didn't have on this, or this person didn't do this, or this person's wig didn't look like that." That don't have anything to do with their art. And it's the same thing in spirituality. You know, sometimes I have my white. No, I always have my whites on when I do a reading, right? But I'll get online like this, regular. What that mean? People gotta have a better understanding of how this go. People be going too far. But this is why I be misunderstood. And I don't get mad. It's okay. It is, because either you enjoy, you know, in whatever realm you in, you either enjoy the art from that individual, or you looking at this guy. Like me, what I noticed, I got a jacket fetish, right? I like jackets. So I noticed that a lot of times I end up paying attention more so to people that have on certain jackets, right? It's funny, but I literally have a jacket fetish. No lie. I have a jacket fetish, I have a belt fetish, bag fetish, and a sneaker fetish. That's my thing. And I tend to realize that I gravitate towards these individuals more so than other individuals. So I be trying to catch myself. Because that's manipulation within itself. Yeah, I personally like jackets. I personally like sneakers. I personally like belts and bags. But that has nothing to do with the art. So I try to catch myself. Now here we go with the eyebrows. No, my eyebrows is even. These platforms do too much. I don't know. It's a lot of manipulation. And I kind of proved it, right? Because I was dealing with the girl, right? In the process of doing it, I still was going live periodically. And so I noticed that followers dropped off. Matter of fact, let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all a story real quick. So I had somebody call me, right? And say that somebody was on live. They wasn't doing a reading, but they was quote unquote, using their psychic abilities. But they were saying what I said verbatim. I'm not going to say this is true or not because I didn't hear it with my own ears and I didn't see it with my own eyes. I found it amazing because I can't even do that myself. But anyway, it's like, why for? Your abilities is your abilities and my abilities is my abilities. Why would you do that? Because I'm never going to do that. I still don't know who it is, but when I figure out who it is, I'm going to like their page. Shout out to them, though. What I don't like, though, is what I experienced over the last, 2 years, 2.5 years, right? Which means if I experienced it, other people have experienced it. I don't like that there's a system in place that make people feel insecure. I don't like that there's a system in place that manipulates, how people access reality, how people access money. I see this hyper positive energy, right? And there's nothing wrong with hyper positive energy. The problem is when it's forced and when it's out of fear. It's out of fear of I'm going to lose my status on a food chain. So I'm hyper positive. It's not authentic at all. Repetition, I guess, will create authenticity, right? But what about the group that need to develop from one into the other? That's the group of individuals that simply become followers. I don't promote that. Because anybody that come over here that say they gonna do something or want to do something or trying to do something, I'm telling them they gonna be great. No matter what. I felt like this, people gotta understand the pyramid. And it's funny because the pyramid is even taught in school. When you're looking at, the pyramid of food, when you're looking at the pyramid of the metals and, so on and forth. The pyramid, it populates throughout reality, right? The thing that's funny is when people look at the pyramid, if you go look at the pyramid, you're going to see that there's a certain class of people at the bottom of the pyramid. There's a certain class of people at the midpoint of the pyramid, and then there's the capstone. And even on the capstone is cut, and there's a hierarchy in that particular situation. So, this manifests all the way across the board. Food, chemically, metals, reality. Most people don't understand that. But there's a certain particular class of individuals. They allow them to get to a certain particular point and they try to drop them. Most people on this drop cannot seem to get back up, but it's because they don't understand the pyramid anyway. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, I allowed y'all to watch me do the drop. So now y'all can watch me come back up. And it's not about tarot. It's just a principle that the pyramid wasn't being fair to the majority. And I felt some type of way. But look, I said this way because, and y'all know I'm not with the preaching and such, but in all of the books, right? In all the books, there was always a leader or a prophet or a teacher that spoke, right? He spoke to the masses, but they all heard one thing and all understood it on a different degree. And this is what most people do not understand. 30 people can hear the same story, but they're going to get they're going to have a different understanding of it based on their experience, their vocabulary, and general knowledge. And again, that goes for tarot cards, bone readings, people that's preachers, prophets, so on and so forth. But you're going to know who the true ones are. Because the true ones are not afraid to give information freely. Because they know that there's a group that's gonna understand each aspect based on their personal, understandings. So there's no fear. The problem always is the group that do have the full understanding always ends up in fear. Why? Because they fear that the ones who generally they don't have that understanding, they don't have that access yet. They fear that that's going to create that access. It don't work like that. And that's what most people do not understand. It does not work like that. It just don't. Because a person still has to come into that information, that experience, that vocabulary, and so forth, that aspect of reality in order to have the understanding. There is no reason to fear. But those that understand off the back, because they already had these previous experiences to get to that level, they seem to always get shook up by it. Like, for example, you can listen to somebody's music. I'm not ever going to read on him again. But I'm going to shout him out. Because I like his music anyway. Right? KG, aka Kevin Gates, right? He make music. Most people don't even pay attention to it, probably. But if you really, 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 really listen to it, he's saying one thing and it appeases about 3 to 4 different audiences. So therefore, those who have the understanding, right? Those who know, and those who don't. If you understand him on a lower vibration, then you're going to get it on a lower vibration. If you understand him on a perverted vibration, then you're going to get it on a perverted vibration. If you understand it at a higher vibration, then you're going to get it at a higher vibration. It just depends on how you coming. But I can literally vouch for the fact that he appeases about 3 to 4 audiences in one song. And there's other artists that's like that. But these are their gifts. And they cannot be tampered with or taken. Period. And even the establishment has to respect that. Anyway, I'm about to be off of this tingy. Well, I guess once one owns actual land, you could do just about anything with it. But you know, the establishment fears that too. You know, you can own land. You know, one time I was watching the news, right? And there was a bunch of farmers. This is no lie. I was watching the news, and I don't even watch it that much. But there was a bunch of farmers, right? And there was a bunch of fires that kept happening around these farmlands. And the farmers got literally pissed off. This is no lie. And they got on their horses. This is not even 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago. Got on their horses and was like, "You're not coming over here on this land right here. This is out." It's like, this is literally police versus farmers. They was like, "We not with it. You're not coming over here." It was a bunch of random forest fires that kept going on, right? That they were saying was wildfires. But if one actually paid attention, they was controlled fires in real life. Killing off good old space, good old natural resources, putting farmers out of business for no apparent reason. Like, we don't need our grapes to need seeds, and so on and so forth. Yeah, it goes down like that. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, while that was going on, we sitting over here fussing and fighting over, the general necessities: food, clothes, shelter, currency, so on and so forth. And they burning up the goddamn forest. Tearing the forest up. Tearing the oceans up. Messing around in the ionosphere. Fooling around with the Hadron Collider. I mean, this shit it's never ending drama. But like I told you on the previous tarot card reading, the great Mother Earth ain't beat for none of us. And I didn't even want that type of ass whooping. Like I said, you can try to discredit me, but you can't discredit what's going on in the everyday world. They would love to have one stuck. We don't do that on this channel. We don't get stuck. We let them be stuck. Anyway, I'm off this tingy. Smooches. Love y'all. Deuces.